Hey guys, this is Colonial with turn 27. So, my travels are behind me now, and I should go back to being a functional YouTuber. If you recall, I was sending a bunch of small armies to hit a bunch of valuable provinces and try and get on top of my incomes of air gems and gold. And they were not well defended. This one had nothing. It had no commanders, so he fled. This one as well had literally nothing. This one had the tiniest bit, but it had in fact 2 guys, so I won't show you that one either. Didn't lose a single troop anywhere. I did fight this battle for my fortress that I've been sitting on the whole game, which means 26 turns by now. So it's some pretty not so good dudes, man. Now he has all these archers on the wall, and I don't know how archers on the wall interact with flyers. I assume I need to only sit there and hit him there. So right now we're dealing with these guys on the ground. So I didn't hit him with very much at all. And yeah, I just got routed, as you can see up in the corner there. There you go, routed. So I failed to take that. And I'm not going to hit it this turn. I'm going to try to bring some more troops to bear. So, in terms of the war, I won everything I was looking at over here, and my income has gotten a bit better. These guys are going to continue their happy campaigns. So we're looking at this. I'm basically acting like the war is over, except, like, yeah, it's mop up basically. So I'm mopping up. Let's actually do him there. We'll do him to there. And these guys will grab this potentially lucrative province right there. So 4 more attacks on his on the region I had my ambition for. His capital I can't see it this turn, but the force that was there has moved to the capital clearly, and Marignan has pulled back as well. So while I'm up here, this guy will go there. This guy will go there. This is where battles might be fought. This guy in the north I'm actually going to bail. And I'm going to snoop around in the caves with these, or on top of the caves with these 2 gentlemen. I'll explain that one in a minute. And so yeah, this force still hasn't materialized. What I'm going to do is I just accidentally researched Conjuration 4. Conjuration 4, of course, has summon Lamashtas. So, if he materializes, I'm going to cloud trapeze onto his head, drop Lamashtas, and hopefully kill him. I might even run away. There's a good chance that you'll end up with an empty province that doesn't even have independence in it. It shows up as a tiny little white flag, in which case I'll throw a scout at it and grab it back. But basically, as soon as he appears, I'm going to not have anything valuable in fields, and I'm just going to shoot him in the head. With the exception of if he hits my capital, because I don't want him to cheekily give me a mortal wound. So how I'm going to deal with that is take this army that's job is to defend the capital, and I'll have it just constantly patrol the capital to support my PD that's already there. So he's going there. And now these guys I'm not going to hit it this turn. I'm going to bring in some troops, which I can't really afford, but getting a new Citadel is going to be worth it. So he goes there. And these guys who I've been building up are going to go like this. Boop. My new winged boots. And there you go. Next turn, I will hit it again. I'm not sure of the details. Now, I've gotten Thaumaturgy, 3, but not 4, which means I can cast the wonderful Augury. And I'm going to start doing a bit of Augury. Build up my... Because I'm now using my nature gems for something better than alchemy, I'll start alchemizing the fire. I don't need fire gems, but it's just more income. I did my site searching this turn. I only found sites here, but this was excellent. I just doubled my pearls income coming out of this province. So now this guy can monthly ritual his arcane probing, and in fact next turn I'll be able to do 2. So that's cool. I think I'll be able... Oh yeah, because I'm taking this province, which is the proud owner of a pearl. So that's where my 2 comes from. I'm also going to site search my new mountain, and I'm going to do it in a wacky way. I'm going to give him a huge amount of valuable forgings. And it might be stupid. In fact, it's like a huge risk, low reward play, right? Because this way he can site search a little bit better, but he's also sitting on 25, 35, 40 gems worth of stuff. So I'll make sure that he doesn't get killed. Now this province I got a lucky event, and it has good PD. So that's good. I got an event of PD in that province. I also got a monster boar there, which actually reminds me that, well, I was trying to find his sneaking troops. I found some heretics, and I got rid of them. So that's good. I know that there's more heretics in both of those 2 provinces, and there's a monster boar there. So I'm going to need to go around dealing with that, maybe ever or maybe never. And then in terms of forging, he'll get another of those boots that I'm using the first one of. And what I'm going to actually do is to save on gems. I'm going to forge these ridiculous... Oh wait, where are they? Forge some ridiculous stuff. Alright, so the plan is these guys are going to eventually be held by this guy. And that'll be my... Right now, I'll just hold them there defending against any sneakers. Right, but I'm forging some medallions of vengeance. I'm going to have kamikaze suicide guys. And they're low impact, but what they might be able to do is cause some morale damage. If he starts sending his troops back my way, I can drop Bominator scouts and hopefully tell him to go home and fight his other enemies instead. So I'm grabbing 2 of those. And I might grab 4. And this is because fire gems are my only low-value gem right now. So I am using my hammers on them. This is what no forging looks like, essentially. I'm not forging any more nature because these guys are going to go off searching for nature. And she is actually going to come here for now, search it, and I'm sending her around searching, but only places that have a lab in case I need her for anything else. But otherwise she's getting me astral, which is valuable. And in the mountains she's also upgrading my earth and air searching. So that's kind of it for this turn. I know, oh yes, I said that I was doing some fun in the caves. So yeah, like I said, I want to check if EA Zabalba is there or there, because if he's tiny I can eat him. This guy is going to go wandering around exploring, This is another not very important throne, so I don't necessarily need to be going that way. This guy here has done, where is he? This guy here has done all the thrones he can reach. But this particular gentleman here, or lady here, actually has access to 2 thrones. So I'm going to have a look at them as well. Which is this one. They're quite far away, but it'll be good to know about them. And then the other one will be this one over here. I'm going to re-gear my recruitment a bit. Another round of these guys to finish up my defensive game. So like that. These guys I'm going to shift over to a new troop I haven't used yet, which is this Iron Crow, but I think he's going to be my late game standard infantry unit. He's kind of got pretty solid stats. Downgrading this one. I'm trying to scrounge up some cash, so I'm going to get another Iron Crafter there. Over here, downgrade, or not necessarily downgrade, but shift over to that. And there's something else I'm forgetting about because I had exactly 600 gold last time. Oh yes, maybe, yeah. Here I am producing nothing. I'm going to get that guy. And then with that 600 gold, I'm going to finally do some infrastructure investment. But I want to be a bit safe about it, so I'm going to upgrade these 2 to citadels. Which is, they don't help much for recruitment points, but they do help for defensibility in a siege. So I think it's not a bad thing to do. And then the rest of my money can go into some PD. Like, boom, boom, boom. And boom, boom, boom. Alright, so that's, again, I've forgotten some little bits and pieces, but that's more or less it this turn. Another turn of mopping up after the war, and I'll probably take 1 to 2 more turns of mop up, including hopefully running down here and grabbing some of this gray stuff. And then it will be time for the next war, which I'm guessing I might involve myself in the mess to my east, but that's by no means sure, and checking what this is going to be good for that as well. Alright, I'll see you guys in a second. Alright, jumping back in here briefly, because I realize how I've been doing these turns hasn't been good for showing you my research. I finish up everything else, so I know exactly how many research points I have before I do it, which means you don't get to see it. But how it's been going is when I got Enchantment 5, I decided I wanted to get all of my site searching online because it's time. So I grabbed Evocation 3, which also gives me a couple of evocations, but it'll be a while before they see the light of day. I accidentally got Conjuration 4 because I was stressed and didn't do my research properly, but I'm glad I did because this is giving me Lamashtas. Lamashtas will mean that my teleportation force can have some teeth, which I'll use against his sneakers. And Lamashtas might be handy in other things, but now I'm going up to Thaumaturgy 4 just for all of the remotes. And that'll get me Aspects and Gnome Lore, which are the keys. Then I'll get Alteration 5, which will give my god some utility. Phantasmal Army means that she can do her own super skelly spam, which is a pretty big deal. And then I might grab a few this and that's, but I want to get up to Thaumaturgy 6 as my first level 6, because Parting of the Soul is actually a good evocation here, which I might, it might be getting on time to start rolling out large mage corps with my armies and having some kind of a mixture between Paralyze and Skelly Spam that this particular spell of Kalim's is. It might be just what the doctor ordered. So an unusual Thaumaturgy 6 would be my first level 6. But I might grab Conjuration 5 in the meantime. I might do something else in the meantime. So, yeah, I'll see you next turn. Hey guys, we're continuing the mop-up period, and I've started to cast some remote site searching. So there's a site. One site so far. It's better than nothing. And I believe none of these battles are worth your time. Let's see. Yeah, I'm more or less mopping up some PD. I mean, that one is... I lost a bunch of dudes. In fact, this one they all retreated. So I actually lost most of my troops, but... yeah, nothing here. Nothing here worth your time this late in the game, I think. Also, if you look at this, both of my forts are stormable, so this might be a last turn of really serious... 5 earth gems, can't complain. This, I finally got some lanterns I bought like 4 turns ago. This might be a last turn of very serious mop-up grade expansion. So this, I've lost one expansion force, but he got his province because my birds are cowards. Now this guy's going to grab this place. I've considered that as one of my possible places I take, but it might piss off Pangea because he probably considers me happy with this line. So let's see how that goes. Now, these guys are going to storm the castle. And this guy is going to do a dangerous gambit, which is, I mean, it's not an important gambit, but he's going to fight these here elephants. There's 2 elephants. No one's taken the province yet. It's a heavy mountain that's good for me. So I'm going to try and grab that. There's one fly in my expansion ointment, which is this bumbling turd right here, who's decided that he has a great idea that no one else has ever thought of, to take the Indies. So I might end up at war with him. I've seen this province. It's a shitty throne, a nothing throne, but it has 8 miscellaneous sites and a bunch of miscellaneous, well, 2 different kinds of priests. That's a powerful dude. So if I expand to the east, that's the prize, but it's only 1 point. I'm going to take a look at another throne. There's one further throne that I'm going to be able to grab probably, so let's look at that one. It is somewhere else. It's right here, because it's connected to my lands by a portal. And I think it's the land of a giant Hinnom, but I'm not sure. So here's the thing about this situation, is that if I go to war with the giants, if you recall, are the ones who have a portal network spanning the world. And if I just fly my butt down and conquer them, I could take over the portal network. That would be a good position to be in going into the late game. So that is something I'm thinking about. The other thing I'm thinking about is over here, which is that this particular early age Zabalba has proven itself to be as small as I considered. It looks like it only has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7, 8, 9, and then like maybe 10 provinces to his name. So that's another one, and it borders a throne, which I could grab. So that's the other option that I might play around with. And up here we have Agartha, and his capital is right there. So I doubt he's let these stupid birds get all up in his grill. So basically I could do one or both of those as my next war. In terms of my main war, what I'm thinking about doing is, after I take this, if he survives, I could drop either him or him on that province, push him to that province, and cut off the capital, possibly permanently this time, or at least
in a much more serious way. His army seems to have vanished, but also he seems to be really doing well against Helheim, so maybe his army's up there somewhere. These little guys running around in my back garden have completely vanished. So that's fun for the future. This particular army will go, I think, go take the Devil's Number province alongside these guys and hope that I'm not getting... Basically, I'll hit everything I can. Probably I'll lose to some giants in one of them, but then I'll get a view of the giants. The other thing I will do is, well, probably the last time I ever cast that spell. I was thinking of doing my 40 forging to get my super air booster this turn, but I think it's going to be wiser to leave that for a minute, do it next turn, because it's no rush. And instead I'd like to site search this place with my god. And give him the air booster, because Auspex, as you know, has a terrible range, so getting it to someone who's not in my capital will be good. So one Auspex, I think I'll put it... I don't know, everywhere's stupid is one problem. I think he's site searched, which is because he has a bunch of good sites over there. So let's try it there, actually. No, that's too far. Let's try it there. Wait. It's too far from everyone, isn't it? Damn. Okay, so I'm going to site search that place with him. I'll do one site search with someone at home. And then my god is searching there. These two guys are searching here. And here. Right, there are no air people here. Well, there's one. Yeah, let's do it like this. So basically I won't show you all of my remotes every turn, but this turn, because it's the first time I'm really going for it, I'll give you a glimpse of what it's going to keep looking like in the future. So yeah, that's a good site to search. And in fact, these two gents... So yeah, I'm going back into some serious site searching in the mid-game war shift here, whatever this is. These two guys also. So that's 5 physical, and so far 2. But it's gonna be more, because Earth just came online. Earth, I'm gonna have 4 of them. So I think I'm gonna have 10 remote site searches this turn. And what do you know, my gems are suffering. With these, I'm just doing whatever it asks me to. And there's going to be a 4th using my boots. And I guess the only other thing that'll be really worth your time right now is that I'm going to show you my forging. But my forging is kind of stupid. I think I'm going to build up 2 more of these. They might be a waste of everyone's time, but they're gem cheap way to use my hammers, and they could be a nasty surprise for someone, and I love nasty surprises. Nasty surprises feels to me how you win a war in this game. So basically plan A with these would be if Pangea turns his attention back to me, I will bombinate him and hopefully cause him to run away back north. For Christ's sake. just because this turn is all about putting useless stuff in my lab, I'm going to have this guy forge a 1 of. I should only be forging 1 of these, but that's a good defensive item. When this guy went out, I wished I had a defensive item for him. Of course, I couldn't actually because with that one, because it would take a same slot. But it'll be nice to have a defensive item in the lab for things like that. And that is more or less it. I'm attacking. Let's show you this siege. So I have a good supply of people. Those 30 guys are going to try and break the siege again. Those 19 guys are going to sit around. He is going to move that to there. And this guy flies there. And this guy flies there. And I feel like I'm having too many... I have plenty of leaders now, so I'm going to switch back to those. And I think I have the gold to do it like this. Boom. This is why I took the thing off of him, but it's better to make it in a safer location as well. A few more Harab Serifs. Boom. And then the rest will go into bits and pieces of PD in the north. Alright, with that I will leave you for this turn, and this episode. Next episode, I will probably do a bit more fighting with the Pangeans. Well, I'm not sure what I'll do. I might start one of those 2 potential lovely little wars. I'll see you then. And for my research, let me jump back in. I'm getting that alteration, which will have a number of useful uses. Then I'm going to grab conjuration. That can get me some national stuff. Yeah, this Azurani is what I'm saving up my water gems for. Also, the Jahi might be a fun little dude. I probably won't bother. Maybe I will with these super troops. Maybe I will. And then elementals. But then I'm thinking now, instead of getting Thaumaturgy 6 first, I'll get Construction 6, because I'm kind of at peace. And then I can get my Lightless Lanterns faster, and enter another phase. So basically go boom, 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 boom. Something like that. Construction 6 will allow me to build Staffs of Storms as well, which will level up my stuff. So that's kind of what I'm thinking about. I'll see you next episode.